Hey, my video friends. It's me, Honey, with Cannaba Verum, and today I'm just wanting to show you a show and tell thing. I can't wait to show you all of my goodies because it makes a difference how you choose to ingest. It makes a difference on how you can save money. It makes a difference on how you feel. It makes a difference on maybe convenience, whether, because not everybody can just go light up a joint whenever they want to in the middle of the day. So, big difference on how you deliver your product into your body. So that's called the delivery method. Anyway, I'm going to show you a bunch of fun toys today. Hang on a second. Let me start my little podcast on Anchor over here. And this is just going to be a kind of a quick, fun little thing. So stand by. Hey, my podcast friends. Thank you so much for joining in today to a moment of clarity in Cannaba Verum. Y'all know that Cannaba Verum means cannabis truth in Latin. Today, I just wanted to show all of my friends who are watching on the video cast what the toys look like that I choose to use, and some of them that I quit using because I didn't like them. And so maybe I can save you a little money from buying products that don't quite fit into your regime, and choose better ones that would be more helpful for you instead. So here we go. The very first thing I do in the morning when I get up is start with my vape pen. This has a bright, cheerful, sunny, energetic cannabis tincture product, cannabis concentrate product inside the glass vial called a cartridge. And you just screw it into this little long pencil-like battery part. And then you push the button on it. Usually the buttons light up. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And you take a 1 or 2 second hit, an inhalation off of your little tool, and hold it as long as you can. The longer you hold it, the better it is. So says my mentor, Dr. Kimron de Cesar. And I think Ethan Russo says that too. Two really fabulous cannabis gurus. Anyway, that's a vape pen, and that's the first thing I do in the morning, because if I have not slept well and must get up and feel refreshed, this helps me get right up and feel refreshed. So, go make the coffee, feed the dogs, throw the cat out, and then it's time to sit down and get through my news of the day. I'm still feeling fine because it's only been about 20 minutes since I took that hit, and that first hit will last me until 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning if I'm getting up at 7ish or 8, something like that. So that the inhaled product will last a couple of hours. That's why you see people with their pens readily handy. If you don't want to use, if you don't have a vape pen to use, and you're still microdosing, then you could use a little bubbler, which is a glass bong that's small, about the size of the length of your hand or some of your fingers. They come in all different sizes. This one has a rather large bowl that you could pack and share this little tiny bong with about 5 or 6 friends. But we don't do that anymore because we're not hippies anymore. We're actually elder patients who need medication for their issues. So, and besides that, it's COVID. We don't puff, puff, pass anymore. Sorry. Anyway, you're not ever going to use a huge whopping amount of cannabis like how big this pipe bowl is, because you're micro dosing. You're using the tiniest amounts to get the effect you want. Anything else is waste. And waste turns into money going out of your pocket. So, a little pipe will do. You can put a little bit of water in this bubbler. That's why it's called a bubbler. You just throw a little water in the bottom of it, and then when you put your product in the bowl and light it up and suck on it, that all that smoke goes through the water and cools it down a bit. So it's not so harsh on your throat, but good product wouldn't be harsh on your throat. So know what you're buying, how it's produced, how it's made, and then you don't get crappy products. Um, I've got a really cool pipe here that looks like a giraffe sitting down hugging a tree. Um, um, and it's got a beautiful little walnut that's been carved out for the bowl. It's an artisan thing, but it's a perfectly good little one hitter pipe. You know, I can just put a little bit of amount of product in the bowl and light it up, and it's perfectly cool. So this makes a really great Christmas present. And you know where I got this? At a Renaissance fair. And so when the Ren Fair comes and you want to go, be sure to incorporate a mask in your costume as you go as a pirate or whatever you are. And look for the fabulous artisans that make these incredible pipes. It was only about 20 bucks. I know. And I've had it for years and years and years, and it works wonderfully. So there you have it. Stand by. Let me fix my little moment of clarity. Got a few other things I want to show you. It's so much fun, though. I can't stop talking. Okay, so this is going to be, the title of this is MOC, Moment of Clarity. And then this is, oh, oh, dear, it must be 007. I'm at the same, and this is segment 1. Segment 1. There we go. No, I'm not ready to publish it yet. I have a choice. I'm going to go back and make all kinds of little edits and things, and then put some music in it in the background and do all kinds of fun little stuff. I'm having a ball podcasting, and if you need extra money, you could do this too. It's not hard. It's just fun. It's just me sitting here talking to you. All right, segment 2 coming up. So I wanted to show you some more little goodies. The cannabis in the flower, just the raw flower that I buy at the dispensary. You have to press this little box. You can buy now in $35 and $40 increments, but that's only an eighth. So yes, it's expensive, but look at and this is a little dry thingy. Look at the beautiful product that you get, and this is already halfway spent. I've already gone through a lot of it. See the buds? They're beautiful buds. There's really not very many stems, and we do not ever throw our stems that we find away. You'll never find a seed in here. And those stems, see this little jar of stems that I've got? I use it for tea, and holy moly, does it help. So you just take some of that out and throw it in a little tea strainer and put it in some hot water, and mama, you're ready to go to bed. So, well, if it's the bedtime stuff. So don't forget, I've got morning and nighttime. So if I want to smoke the real leaf just before I go to bed, I would smoke the nighttime cannabis. And when I get up, if I'm wanting to smoke the real leaf, I'll do the daytime cannabis. So doesn't matter what they call it, doesn't matter what their names are for it, because their names are going to go away, I promise you. Pretty soon, we're going to be pricking fingers to get blood to find out what our bodies need in one of the over 400 compounds that are in cannabis, or many of the over 400 compounds. So anyway, hey, remember that speaking of compounds, remember that recipe I was telling you that Dr. Cameron de Cesar, the chief science officer for R&D at Steep Hills Lab, he gave me this fabulous recipe to use that you take some hemp or marijuana and you process it by adding olive oil and letting it sit for a while. Now, it never got hot, it never heated up, so it's not decarboxylated. So now you have all of the original acidic compounds in here that did not go away through decarboxylation. What does that mean? That means you've got the more powerful energy of the acids in here. They will help you save money because you can use less of this product to get more benefit. So buying the raw hemp flower or buying the raw medical marijuana and using your own product, by processing it gently with olive oil. So what did Dr. DeCesar tell me? He said throw, what was it? This is 7 milligrams of cannabis, finely chopped up, and 7 milliliters of olive oil. And then you take a quarter of a teaspoon of it twice a day. I had this tumor on my gum, and I was using that for this. And the tumors stopped growing, and la la la, and I went to the dentist, and the dentist said, oh, no problem, we can fix that. Okay, so, anyway, you can make your own product that is even more powerful than the raw product, and so your money will go farther, and it will relieve you with less product. So that's another way to do it. Okay. Pens, vape pens, just so I think I showed you how I unscrewed this one, and this cartridge is long and cylindrical, but this vape pen from True Leave is square, and it just pulls out and has a little magnet down in there. Doesn't have to screw in. So there's all kinds of vape pens. And then there's other products that you can buy. This was called Shatter. You see at the bottom there, it's golden and it's brittle. So you can take a little tiny bit of that and put it on top of your flower that you're about to burn up, and it gives you a little kick. Okay, so I just stopped that 5-minute segment, and we're going to name it. It's called MOC 007, segment 2. Add recording to episode. Wait for the little thing to spin around a few times, and then we'll finish up here. Almost done. I'll get a little drink. I think I told my audience in the last podcast videocast that this was my mother's glass. Some of her real pretty glassware. I used to remember her throwing these fabulous parties, and holy criminy, so many people, and they were all drinking, and they'd all be drinking out of these glasses with the ice tinkling in it. I'm 66 years old, and that was happening when I was like 3 and 4 years old. So I love these glasses, and thinking about my mom. All right, here we go. So thanks for hanging in there with me. I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate your time and attention to let me try to explain the language of cannabis. There's a lot to learn, but it's fun. It's really helpful. You will find your quality of life improving so much by using cannabis in any of the different ways that you can get to it. So I want all of you non-smoker types out there that don't want to do vape pens and all that, this is cannabis tincture. You can get it as hemp tincture, or you can get it as marijuana tincture. What's the difference? Well, remember, hemp grows mostly out of 400 compounds in hemp. It mostly grows cannabidiol, CBD. And out of the 400 compounds in marijuana, it mostly grows THC, delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol. So um, that's the two difference between the sisters of the parent cannabis plant. So if you're not into smoking, tincture's great. And although it will not be as fast as smoking, see, when you smoke, it goes right into all these, right through your blood brain barrier. It goes right into your system. And so it's a pretty instant feel. You know, you take a puff and within a minute or two you're going to start feeling. Tincture? Tincture also will go through your blood-brain barrier by getting into these little capillaries in the sides of your cheeks or down under your tongue. It's best to put a tincture into the side of your cheek, like and swish it around with your tongue. That way, it will get to those capillaries faster, and you won't end up swallowing it. If we put it under our tongue, that kind of kicks in the want to swallow. And when you swallow the product, now it's going to have to go through your liver. And now it's going to filter out 30 to 40 to 50 to 60% of the medication. So you're wasting your money by ingesting cannabis through your liver because your liver shoots out so much of it. So when you use a tincture, just be sure to swish it around all up and down in the sides of your cheeks and under your tongue, and you could also hold your head down like this, you know, so that all of the product comes to the beginning of your, you know, into the towards the front of your mouth instead of going towards the back of your throat. So you just, you know, you just want to swish it around. You don't have to keep it there forever. Just swish it around and then you're done with it. And then you should feel something in, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes. Maybe it'll be 20 minutes, but that's the difference in delivery methods. If you inhale the product, it's going to be an instant feel. If you use a tincture, it's going to be maybe a 5, 10, 30-minute feel. And if you use, you know, and if you eat something, like, you know, like a pot brownie or something, it could be an hour before you feel that. And then it's going to be really different than the typical feel. So, let's see, what else did I want to show you today? So you've got tinctures, you've got cartridges that you've seen cool little pipes to use. This is a onesie. It's just a straight cylinder, and at one end it's got a little bowl where a neck narrows so that you know you don't inhale all the ash. It's just a little, it just looks like a little cylinder about the length of your finger, your forefinger. And so you just cram a little bit of product in the end of that and light it up and take a puff. Again, that's puffing. So we've got other products. Oh, let me show you this one. This is cool. Truly puts this out. It's called powder. Truly powder. See that? And you can just mix that with anything. And this one has a very, very lemony flavor. So this is all THC powder. And it kind of looks like cocaine would, I imagine. I don't know. I never did cocaine. But I keep hearing about all that white powder. And so just showing you all the different types of products that we've got. You know, these waxes and shatters and butters and oops, out of that one, but you see the little bottle. Yeah, they don't give you much. Costs a lot. They don't give you much. This was probably, I don't know, $50. This was probably, I don't know, $60, something like that. Here's another one. You know, different glass jars and different types of cannabis product from the medical marijuana dispensaries. So, but you're starting to see all of this different kinds of ways and means in really good hemp stores too. So don't delay. Go to your hemp shop. Start looking around online. Let your fingers do the walking, so you know what prices are. This is going to be a $10 jobby. This little thing right here. This is a onesie, and it's got a cool little place where you can put some stash in it. And this is your little, made to look like a cigarette, a little onesie pipe, and you just suck on it from one end, like where the painted filter is, and then you squeeze it down in there until you get product in it, see there? And then you light it up. It's a onesie. It's just a little microdose hit. And that's the kind of microdosing you're supposed to be doing. And that will save you money. So, okay, I'm really way over in my other podcast, so hang on a second. So it's so much fun to hang out and show you all the toys that I use, how I use, um, and right before I go to bed at night, I take a couple of probably 3 second or 4 second hits off of this nighttime concentrate in my vape pen, and then I sleep all night. I've not been having to get up to go to the bathroom. I don't feel achy in the morning. So whatever is in this, besides the THC, all the other terpenes and cannabinoids, I want to find out what that profile is and what's in it. Because this one, and I think the name of this one is Polaris from, this one does my body really great at night. So I've tried a couple of the other nighttime ones, and they didn't have quite the same effect. I didn't sleep all night with them. I sleep all night with this one. So that's a big deal, to me. Anyway, all right, kids, it's been so much fun. Thanks for hanging out, and this has been another moment of clarity with Honey at Cannaba Verum. See you next time. Pax.